Some foods are made to delight, some to shock. But somewhere between curiosity and fear lies the line you'll soon cross. Across the globe, people eat what others can't even bear to look at. From living creatures to fermented nightmares, these are not just dishes, they are tests of courage. Are you ready? Let's count down the top 20 scariest foods in the world. 20. Tripe, animal stomach. It looks harmless until you look closer. This honeycomb-like meat isn't from a fantasy monster. It's the lining of a cow's stomach. Chewy, spongy, and full of that unmistakable farm smell. In soups and stews, tripe is beloved across cultures. But for many, the thought of eating something that once digested food is a step too far. 19. Guinea pig, Cuy, Peru. In the Andes Mountains of Peru, this is not a pet. It's dinner. The cuy, or roasted guinea pig, is served whole, head, teeth, claws and all. Its golden skin crackles under firelight, and though it's said to taste like chicken, most foreigners can't forget the stare of what was once a household friend. Teen. Silkworm pupae, Byeondaeji, Korea. Drop a handful of silkworm pupae into boiling oil, and you'll hear the sound of small bodies sizzling into snacks. Crunchy outside, soft inside. A protein-rich street food in Korea and Thailand. But once the smell hits, nutty, earthy, and faintly sweet, you realize you're eating what used to weave silk and crawl. 17. Goat brain. Soft, smooth, still. Served in a silver bowl. This dish blurs the line between kitchen and operating room. In Pakistan, India, and the Middle East, goat brain is cooked with spices and butter. Rich, fatty, and oddly delicate. But the sight of the folds and veins makes it feel like something that should still be thinking, not served. 16. Cow bile dip, Nam Tok Kwe, Thailand. Thick, greenish, and bitter beyond words. Cow bile, yes, the digestive fluid, is used in Thailand as a dipping sauce for grilled meat. Locals say it cleans the system. Foreigners say it feels like drinking poison. And yet, it's an ancient tradition, a reminder that what disgusts one culture nourishes another. 15. Blood soup, Tiet Ken, Vietnam. It looks beautiful, deep red, glossy, decorated with herbs. But that's not tomato or chili. It's raw animal blood, usually from ducks or pigs, mixed with fish sauce and crushed peanuts. To eat it is to taste iron, warmth, and mortality itself. 14. Lutefisk, Norway. In the icy north, fish becomes ghostly. Lutefisk starts as dried cod, then is soaked for days in a bath of lye, a caustic chemical once used to make soap. When it's finally served, it trembles like jelly, a translucent relic of what used to be flesh. Some say it's tradition, others say it's science gone wrong. 13. Pasha, boiled sheep's head, Middle East. A meal or a ritual. In Iraq, Iran, and parts of the Middle East, pasha is a feast of boiled sheep's head and feet, cooked for hours until soft, served whole on the table. For locals, it's hospitality. For visitors, it feels like being watched while you eat. The empty eyes, the curled lips, and the quiet respect for the life that was taken. 12. Gamutra, cow urine, India. Golden, sacred, revered. In Hindu culture, cow urine, Gamutra, is believed to purify body and soul. It's used in traditional medicine and even drunk for health. To believers, it's divine. To others, it's a holy test of faith and stomach. 11. Eskimos, ant eggs, Mexico. Tiny pearls of life, harvested from ant colonies deep underground. These larvae are called Mexican caviar. They're buttery, nutty, and delicate, but once you realize they're still moving when cooked fresh, it's hard to forget what you just swallowed. 10. Bullfrog sashimi, Japan. Sliced, served, still moving. In some Japanese restaurants, a live bullfrog is skinned on the spot. Its raw flesh arranged as sashimi beside its motionless head. To prove freshness, the muscles still twitch. To diners, it's a moment where cuisine meets cruelty. 9. Duck heart, Asia. Taken straight from the body while it's still beating, the duck heart is dropped into a shot of rice wine, still pulsing. Locals believe it grants vitality and bravery. To others, it feels like eating the very rhythm of life. A taste that stays far longer than you'd want. 8. Fish eyes, Asia. Wisdom, they say, comes from the eyes. In soups and stews, they're prized delicacies. But when a pair of eyes floats in your bowl, still glistening, still looking, it's hard to decide who's staring at whom. 7. Snake wine, Asia. Inside the glass, time stands still. A whole cobra coils within golden rice wine, fangs frozen mid-bite. People drink it for strength, virility, and myth. But look closely. Its eyes reflect the light. Its body seems to shift slightly in the amber liquid. You wonder, did it ever really die? 6. Ballot, Philippines. A symbol of life and death intertwined. Crack the shell of a ballot, and you'll find a duck embryo. Feathers forming, bones soft, a heartbeat that once was. Filipinos see it as strength, warmth, tradition. For outsiders, it's like holding life itself, halfway between birth and the grave. 5. Casu Marzu, Italy. It looks like heaven, smells like horror. From the hills of Sardinia comes casu marzu, a cheese filled with living maggots. They wriggle inside the creamy core, breaking down the fat until it liquefies. Locals say it's only perfect when the larvae are alive. And if they jump while you eat, that's part of the flavor. 4. Fried tarantula, Cambodia. Crunchy legs, smoky aroma, ancient fear. On the streets of Cambodia, tarantulas are fried in hot oil until their bodies crisp and their hairs burn away. They taste like crab, people say, if you can ignore the 8 legs staring back. Once a survival food, now a tourist dare. But even fried, fear still crawls under the skin. 3. Century egg, China. Black, translucent, eternal. Century egg is not a century old, but after weeks buried in clay and ash, it transforms into a gem of decay. Amber jelly on the outside, green-gray yolk inside. It's beautiful and unsettling, proof that time itself can cook. 2. Tuna eyeball, Japan. The ocean's gaze staring right back. Bigger than a human hand, this eye from a giant tuna is cooked or simmered like soup. It's rich in protein and in nightmares. When the pupil catches the light, it feels as though the sea itself is watching your next bite. 1. Surströmming, Sweden. And here it is, the king of all horrors. Surströmming, the Swedish fermented herring, has one of the strongest, most unbearable smells on earth. The moment you open the can, gas bursts out, carrying decades of trapped rot. To Swedes, it's heritage. To everyone else, it's chaos in a can. Rotten, sour, unforgettable. A taste that attacks from miles away. Food connects us. It tells stories of survival, tradition, and daring. What one culture calls disgusting, another calls sacred or delicious. But these dishes remind us of something deeper, that human curiosity knows no limits. That taste is more than pleasure. It's courage, it's history, it's instinct. So, tell us, which dish would you dare to try? Would you really?